In Kenya, we have a Kenyan who broke a record. He broke the Guinness Book of Records by succeeding to be included inside the Guinness Book of Records without breaking a record. You don't believe it? It really happened. And it was not just any Kenyan. He was a member of the famous Awori family. Famous Awori family has produced a Kenyan vice president. It has also produced a Ugandan presidential candidate. The same family has produced one of the best private schools in Kenya. But then, again from the same family, we had the biggest conman. I'm not aware at the time of recording this whether there is any other human being who has succeeded to cheat the Guinness Book of Records to have his or her name included in the Guinness Book of Records. But Eric Awori succeeded in having his name temporarily placed in the Guinness Book of Records. How clever he was. It was on 11th December 1985 when Eric Awori claimed to have broken the African record of driving a vehicle in reverse from Mombasa to Nairobi, from Nairobi to Nakuru, from Nakuru to Rongai, from Rongai back to Nairobi. All this he cheated, and you will have noticed that the day that he alleged to have driven was 11th December 1985. It means that he alleged to have broken the record on Jamhuri Day Eve. He was feted. He claimed to have been driving a Toyota vehicle. How did he do that? Well, I was not there, but I can make a guess. You see, you drive all yourself from Mombasa all the way to Nairobi, and before you reach any major town, you stop your vehicle, change it, and start reversing. For example, Nairobi, you reach Mlolongo, then you turn your vehicle and start going in reverse, and then at Museum roundabout, you now drive properly. He was feted at Hilton, where Westlands Motors, the dealers in Toyota Corolla, gave him a vehicle. He claimed that John Miller, an adjudicator from Guinness Book of Records, followed him through to make the African record. But you see, there's a problem where at that time the world record holder was called Gerard Hoagland. Gerard Hoagland had made a record of driving in reverse for 102 kilometers. So Mr. Eric Awori succeeded in cheating us that he had driven all that so that he wins the African record. He was feted, and then he claimed that he wanted to drive a 7-ton tracker from Mombasa, the same route. He was feted by DT Dobby, where they gave him a giant truck, filled truck, fueled it, and he was flagged off from Mombasa for the second trip, now with a Mercedes-Benz 7-ton. He was not satisfied. Then he claimed that he wanted to go to New Zealand and compete in 620 Kiwi reverse rally from Newbury Ranch Farm in New Zealand. He wanted to break the record of reversing for 620. Remember, at that time, the record holder was Gerard Hoagland, who had 102. So he was given thousands of shillings, he was given gifts, he was given air ticket, he was given money for accommodation and so on, to go and compete in the New Zealand rally, which was taking 620 kilometers in New Zealand. He sent back messages and said that he had won the competition. He had won the rally. Not only had he won the rally, but he had broken the world record, where Guinness Book of Records entered him and temporarily replaced Gerard Hoagland, who was 105. So they placed there a Kenyan, a Luhya like me, that he was a record holder. But then, the first mistake he made was when he sent the text. He said that he was the first African to win a European country. At CID training school, a year before that, because I was at CID training school 1984 November, 11 months, they said that there's nothing called perfect crime. He had managed to fool people around the world that he had won a rally, a reverse rally, and he had broken the world record of 620 in Newbury Ranch Farm in New Zealand. But in his texts, he sent to newsrooms and said that he was the first African to win a European. Now, New Zealand is not in Europe. Again, the second thing that happened was the New Zealand High Commission in Nairobi. They said that there was no such rally in their country. And so his record was reversed, and Gerard Hoagland was again rewritten as the world champion. Those days, we used to have text messages. These were, zilikuwa zinatoa vitu kama tikiti ya Kenya bus. So he had an office along Mama Ngina Street, not far from Hilton Hotel, where he used to send texts. And you see, those texts had the ID. They had the ID, just like these phones today. You call somebody, it will be known you used a certain phone at a certain time, and so on and such. So that text message revealed that all these things he used to operate from Mama Ngina Street next to Hilton Hotel. And that is how a Kenyan successfully, I'm not even aware if at present, if there is any other human being who has ever tricked himself into the World Guinness Book of Records. If there is, then Eric Awori has succeeded in being the first, and maybe so far the only individual to have tricked Guinness Book of Records.